I'm Kumar, sharing with you solutions of questions from previous test papers of GCE, Advanced Level Mathematics. If you have any questions, you can always send a query to my email mentioned here. Here is question number 9. Figure 4 shows a sketch of curve where the equation x squared minus 2xy plus 3y squared equals to 50. Show that dy dx is equal to y minus x over 3y minus x. The curve is used to model the shape of a cycle track with both x and y measured in kilometers. The point P and Q represent points that are farthest west and farthest east of the origin O as shown in the figure. Using part A, find the exact coordinates of point P, and C is explain briefly how to find coordinates of point that are furthest north of the origin. Do not need to carry out this calculation. Right? That's an excellent question. I'd like you to pause the video, try it out, and then look into my suggestions. So normally you're always given space here to work with. Since I want to keep focus on a page, we'll do our solution on this side. Now my solution is actually just a suggestion. Question number 4 here, figure 4 here shows point P and Q. And what you notice is the tangents are vertical, right? So what we see here is that we have vertical tangents. At P and at Q, right? So that means slope is undefined. That's kind of important to understand. Well, part A is to find the derivative of the given function. So let's begin with that. So we have x squared minus 2xy plus 3y squared equals to 50. Now let's differentiate with respect to x, right? So we are doing implicit differentiation here. Derivative of x squared will be 2x minus, here you're going to apply the product rule, correct? So what we get is derivative of x. So 2 basically is a constant which you can associate either with x or with y. So if I use 2 with x, then we get derivative of 2x as 2 times y, right? And now let's put it in brackets. Plus derivative of y will be dy dx, right? So we get 2x dy dx, clear? Now derivative of 3y squared will be 6y dy dx, clear? Equals to derivative of 50, which is 0. Right? Now we need to rearrange. So let's open the bracket, rearrange. So we have the term 6y dy dx. Let me write down first. And here when you open the bracket, you get minus 2x dy dx. And then these two terms, which are, you can write plus 2x and minus 2y. Clear? So these are the 4 terms equal to 0. So if you could actually divide everything by 2 also. We'll do it later. You could have divided everything by 2. Let's take dy dx common. Right? So we get what? Since we have 3y minus x, good to take 2 times dy dx common. So we get 3y minus x, correct? So we took 2 outside. And here we'll take these terms to the right side. So we get 2y minus 2x. So we could isolate dy dx and write this as, here 2 is a common factor, right? So 2 times y minus x divided by 2 times 3y minus x. 2 and 2 cancel. So we get the term y minus x divided by 3y minus x, which is same as y minus x divided by 3y minus x. Clear? So we have done part A, that is to show that the derivative is this. Now, the curve is used to model this shape. Okay, the point P and Q represents points that are farthest west and east of the origin. Using part A, find the exact coordinates of point B. Right? So let's find exact coordinates of point B. So the strategy will be, we have to say that 3y minus x, the derivative, that denominator should be 0, right? Since we know that there's a vertical tangent at P and Q. So that is the strategy, right? So what we are going to do here is we are going to equate 3y minus x equal to 0, and that implies that x is equal to 3y, right? Now we are given the equation of this curve as x squared minus 2xy plus 3y squared equals 50. So we'll substitute x as 3y in this equation. So let's call this equation as equation 1. We have this derivative equation 2, and we know this as equation 3. We'll sub 3 in our equation 1. X is 3y. We are putting it here. So we get 3y whole square minus 2, 3y for x, then we have y, plus 3y square equals to 50. Clear? Now there's only one variable to solve for. So 3y square is rewrite. 3y square minus 6y square plus 3y square equals to 50. Sorry. When you square 3, it becomes 9, right? So it's not 6, 9. 3 squared is 9. So we have 9y square minus 6y square plus 3y. So that is to say, 9 plus 3 is 12, minus 6 is 6. 6y square is equal to 50. So that gives you the value of y as 50 over 6 square root. Correct? So that is how you could find the value of y. And whenever you do square root, you get plus and minus, right? So let me write down here. So we get y as equals to plus and minus square root of 50 divided by 6. Or plus and minus square root of 25 divided by 3, which is plus minus 5 over square root of 3. So this becomes the value of y. What is x equals to? X is equal to 3 times y, so which is 3 times 5 over square root of 3 plus and minus, which is plus and minus. You can write this as 5 square root 3. Is that clear to you? So we get 2 points. So point P will take the negative value. It is more on the left side. So P will be minus 5 square root 3, the y value being 5 over square root 3, right? So when you take negative of this, that is also negative. 5 over square root 3. And the value of Q will be 5 square root 3, both are negative, and here both are positive. 5 over square root 3. Does make sense, right? So that is how you could get your answer. Now it's a good practice to not to write square root 3 in the denominator so many times, as you should do. We should write this answer as, we'll multiply by square root 3, right? So we get minus 5 over 3 square root 3. And Q will be 5 square root 3 plus 5 square root 3 over 3. Clear? So those are the 2 points P and Q for you. Now the last part of this is to explain briefly how to find the coordinates of the point that are farthest north of the origin. So, if you have a point farthest north, clearly the tangent will be horizontal. Do you see that part? So that is the reason. So for that, we know that farthest north tangent will be horizontal. That implies that dy dx will be equal to 0. Correct? So we found that dy dx is y minus x. So in that case, you equate y minus x to 0. That gives you y equals to x. Then you substitute y equals to x in equation 1 and find the value of x and then y. Clear? So that is how you're going to do it. So that is the explanation, right? You don't really have to find it. So I hope the steps are absolutely clear. Feel free to write your comments, share your views. If you have any doubts, you can always write to me on the given email. Right? Thanks for your time and all the best.